Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope everybody's night is going great. We got a really late upload today. I wanted to wait for the Overwatch League games to all finish, especially after those first two ones. I didn't know if something exciting was going to happen against Florida and Houston. But regardless, we had some amazing matches today. We're going to be talking about the Dallas Fuel's amazing win over the London Spitfire, and then same with the Los Angeles Valiant. Huge win for them over New York Excelsior. But before that, we will be taking a look at the Canadian World Cup roster. So Jane, who is one of the coaches for Team Canada in the World Cup, leaked on his stream today who they invited to actually just be on the team. No trial process, none of that. They're literally inviting these players. So we're going to show that clip. But before I do, guys, if you're new around here, be sure to drop a like on this video. Subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. I upload Overwatch videos every single day. And lastly, guys, do not forget to enter the giveaway. It's super easy. All you have to do is click that gleam.io link down below, enter your email, subscribe to a YouTube channel, like a video, and you're entered in. You could win an Overwatch League jersey of your choice. Alright, and now let's go ahead and get into it. So as I said, Jane basically leaked everyone they're inviting to join the team. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Okay. Being X resubscribed tier 3 for 2 months in a row. Welcome back, Being X. What is the Team Canada roster so far? Supports are going to be the difficult one, but the five that we are going to invite, kind of skip the tryouts at the very least, is XQC, Note, Mangachu, Agilities, and Surefour. And not like that. That shouldn't surprise literally anyone.
So there it is, guys. Even more confirmation that XQC is going to be on the Team Canada team, as well as No, Mangachu, Agilities, and Surefour. As he said, none of these are really that big of a surprise. Slightly maybe Mangachu, but I know he's been expanding his hero pool. It's just that him and Agilities would kind of overlap each other. I mean, thinking about Agilities and a Surefour DPS duo, that sounds absurd. That's like an upgraded hydration. And then we all know how well Surefour has been playing the past couple months. He's on fire. Then you throw Note in there, who's now going to be playing off-tank for them, which in my opinion, last year in the Overwatch World Cup, I think that was the biggest issue for Team Canada. They were running Mangachu on that off-tank. And yeah, Mangachu's a really good player, but I think he really thrives on that DPS, specifically the projectile role, and he always pretty much struggled trying to adapt to the Diva playstyle. It's something we've seen pre-Overwatch League. When he played for Renegades, that was pretty much the biggest problem for Renegades. They literally swapped Mangachu, Zachary, and Jesus on Diva all the time, and it never worked out for them. So adding Note to this roster is going to be great. I do see Mangachu filling in like a sub role, possibly come in for Pharah only, but even Agility's Pharah is just absolutely insane now, so it's a tough call. It is cool to see him on the roster, but those four players specifically, XQC, Note, Agilities, and Surefour, that is deadly. As for the supports, he did say it was going to be hard to find them. Last year they had Rolf and Joe Meister, which in my opinion are pretty good supports. I think they played fine. I know Joe Meister firsthand is a really good player. He's also a good leader. It's just unfortunate that Neptuno is so damn good. We haven't been able to see Joe Meister on the Philadelphia Fusion. But make no mistake about it, he is definitely helping behind the scenes, and he could definitely help Team Canada behind the scenes as well if he isn't starting. As for Rolf, he's always been a star when it comes to mechanics. Right now, he's competing with the LA Gladiators Academy team. They're doing pretty good. They got a top 5 finish, I believe, in Overwatch Contender Season 1. And besides him, I honestly can't think of any other Canadian Zenyatta players besides Crimzo, who plays for Envision. And he's pretty good too, so I could see him and Rolf both coming in for this team. And then they're also going to be holding open trials, which Jane said on his stream earlier as well. So Team Canada's shaping up, and it's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see what their full roster is going to be, and honestly how far they can go in the World Cup. Anyways, that's it for this. Let's go ahead and move on now and talk about those games from today. And I mean, let's just go ahead and start off with the Dallas Fuel versus London Spitfire. What a match this was. I was shocked. I didn't expect it to be a stomp. I did feel like the Dallas Fuel had a decent chance at winning this, but London Spitfire, they looked pretty good last week, especially considering that Birdring had pretty much his best performance since like mid-stage 2. So I thought, all right, if Birdring's back and then they got rid of these guys, now they're really focused on their strategy and teamwork, they should be able to beat a Dallas Fuel, even if they're on the rise. But again, that doesn't mean that I didn't think the Dallas Fuel had a chance, because so far in this stage, they've looked spectacular. The team comps and strategies that the Dallas Fuel are running are literally above anybody else in the stage, and nobody seems to have caught on so far. Boston Uprising didn't know what to do, Philadelphia Fusion didn't know what to do, and now the London Spitfire had no idea what to do. I think something that's really interesting to talk about so far this stage is going in, we thought that Brigida was going to be super strong, everybody was going to be running her, and there would be no Tracer. But that hasn't really happened, and every time a team goes up against the Dallas Fuel, they think it's okay to force a Tracer into them, and Mickey literally just punishes them every single time. Now I get it, it's okay to run a Tracer if the other team's not running a Brigida, but you're going up against the Dallas Fuel. You can't force a Tracer into them, and I think London Spitfire learned their lesson after Blizzard World, because the Dallas Fuel just completely dominated. That was the first hold for them. Mickey was going off. I mean, he absolutely shut Prophet down on the Tracer. Every route Prophet decided to take, Mickey ended up being there in the middle of the team fight, just catching him out. And I just think the awareness and vision of Mickey in the middle of these team fights is spectacular. He's always in the right spot. He's always stunning the right targets. He kind of reminds me of Note on Diva. Like, Mickey knows when to make the passive plays and save his teammates on Brigida, and he knows when to get aggressive and make the right plays offensively for his team. And I think that's what separates Mickey from the other Brigidas in the league. So as I said, on Blizzard World, London Spitfire got absolutely shut down. They couldn't do anything. It was a first hold. Dallas Fuel took the map easily. We then moved over to Horizon Lunar Colony, and it was the same stuff, man. Dallas Fuel, they ran their comp. It was an interesting comp that the London Spitfire decided to run here. It was triple tank with Zarya, Diva, Reinhardt. Then they had Bedosin on the Sombra and Birdring on the Widowmaker. I think what they wanted to do here was pressure the point, build up an EMP, hope for Birdring to get a pick, but it just never worked out for them. Like, nothing clicked. The Dallas Field, just like on Blizzard World, were all in the right positions. Taimu was getting the picks, Siegel was getting picks, Unko was hitting all of his shots. By the way, Unko had an amazing match today. Mickey making the right plays in the right spot at the right time as usual, and they got the first hold off on London Spitfire here too. Like, there's not much to talk about. The Dallas Field just outplayed them. So far, this was looking to be like one of the fastest matches. 2 first holds for the Dallas Field on London Spitfire. I can't believe I'm saying that. Even with London Spitfire struggling, the Dallas Field, they have absolutely turned around their season. It's unfortunate that it's a little bit too late, but hopefully they can make a run for the Stage 4 playoffs. We got onto Lijiang Tower, and I mean, to London Spitfire's credit, this was a really close map. Both rounds did go 99-99, but at the end of the day, the London Spitfire, they just couldn't make the plays that the Dallas Field were making. Whenever it came down to it and you needed to be clutch, it wasn't Prophet, it wasn't Birdring, it wasn't Gesture. It was freaking OGE, Taimu, Siegel, Mickey. Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy, but they were the clutch ones, and they took Lijiang Tower 3-0. It was one of the fastest matches ever. I mean, it was a stomp, dude. We then moved on to Gibraltar, and London Spitfire did end up waking up, specifically Birdring. He had amazing shots on Widowmaker, but like, it was too late. They already lost the set 3-0. We needed to be seeing this on Blizzard World, so it was too late for Birdring. I don't know what to say for the London Spitfire. They just got straight up outplayed in this match. I think the Dallas Fuel are one of the most exciting teams to watch play now. So looking at the Stage 4 standings, the Dallas Fuel are currently sitting in 6th place, tied for 4th with San Francisco Shock and Houston Outlaws, just behind a little bit on the maps. They do have a match coming up against Houston Outlaws and Florida Mayhem next week, so if they go 2-0, there's a good chance they'll be making the Stage 4 playoffs, guys, which is super exciting. I'm happy for all Dallas Fuel fans. Finally something to be excited about. And that was pretty much it for this set. Let's go ahead and move on now and talk about New York Excelsior and LA Valiant. Now, this was a good match. High level Overwatch. Oh, and by the way, real quick, before anybody says this down in the comments, New York Excelsior, oh, they clearly weren't trying. They weren't themselves today. They were themselves. They looked fine, okay? I don't want to hear any excuses for them. They simply just lost to a team that played better than them today. And I know I haven't talked a lot about the LA Valiant recently, but they've quietly been going on a tear. I think ever since Custa joined them, the beginning of Stage 3, they've only lost 3 games. So that would put them overall at 13-3. With wins now over huge teams like New York Excelsior. These guys are the real deal, man. I think an issue for them has always been, you know, like their DPS players, are they going to be stars? Like the rest of the team is really solid. They have great tanks, Space, Fate, amazing. The backline's really good with Kareev. I think recently he's been looking like one of the best flex supports, as well as Custa. And it was just like, can Soon carry? Can Bunny carry? Can Agilities carry? And lately, yes, they have. Soon, he has been playing amazingly the past few weeks. I had a lot of questions for Soon going into this stage. I didn't know how good he was. He didn't really have the best performance on Widowmaker in Stage 3. Going into Stage 4, we knew Widowmaker was going to be huge. So I was questioning Soon, like, you know, is he going to show up for this team? And he definitely has answered that call. He is showing up. As well as Agilities, he's been playing really good on all those projectile heroes. Pharah, Genji, Junkrat. So yeah, in my opinion, that's what they needed to get to the next level, just star DPS level play, and that's what they got today for sure. We started off on Blizzard World, New York Excelsior. They had a decent attack. They ended up pushing all 3 points in overtime. Then on their defense, they first held the LA Valiant, and New York Excelsior stomped them out on Blizzard World, going up in this set 1-0. Oh, and something to point out, going into Horizon Lunar Colony, the LA Valiant have not won a map off New York Excelsior all season long. So yeah, Valiant was literally looking for their first map win against these guys in Stage 4. And you know what? They finally got it with the first hold. It looks like they took a page out of the Dell's Fields book. They were running the Orisa, Brigida, Junkrat, Widowmaker, Mercy, and Zenyatta comp, which I think is probably the most superior comp for this map. And they picked up the first hold. The New York Excelsior, they just couldn't get anything done. They tried dive. That didn't work out. As I said earlier, Brigida just shutting down the dive. Then they swapped over to attack. It did take them a while to get it, but eventually they did. They ran an interesting comp with Kariv on the Widowmaker. And yeah, LA Valiant, they won their first map finally against New York Excelsior. And it's like that triggered something in them. If we can win one, why can't we win 2 more and win the set? We then went on to Oasis. And I mean, unfortunately for the LA Valiant, they weren't able to pull it off on Oasis. They did go down fairly easily. New York Excelsior went up 2-1 in the set, and I think this is proof that the New York Excelsior were themselves. They were trying, and they looked really good. They had a dominating performance on Oasis and on Blizzard World. They were up in the set 2-1. It was theirs for the taking. The Los Angeles Valiant just bounced back harder than the New York Excelsior could expect. So we went on to Gibraltar, and this was a really close map. We saw New York Excelsior's classic strategy where they run double snipers. The LA Valiant, though, they just had the answer on the 3rd point. They stopped the New York Excelsior fight after fight and eventually got the hold off. Then they swapped over attack, and they did struggle on attack. It was very close. Like, this map went down to the very last team fight. New York Excelsior had it in their hands to win this, but LA Valiant, they just made the better plays. They had better positioning, picked up the support kills on that last team fight, and they forced a game 5. We went over to Nepal. And honestly, this is what I really liked about the LA Valiant in this match. They were in a team fight on Nepal. New York Excelsior had 99%. They had control of the point, but the LA Valiant was very clearly winning the team fight. Like, they had it won. New York Excelsior were down 3 guys, but Mako, he dropped the Devo on point, and the LA Valiant ended up C9ing. And they went down on Nepal, the 5th map, 0-1 because of a stupid mistake. And they kept composure. And that's what really sold me on LA Valiant. These guys are turning into a great team. They have the talent, they have the composure, they have everything you need. And now they have a bye in the first round of the playoffs. They're guaranteed top 4. And these guys could very well make it to the finals, 100%. Space made amazing individual plays on Sanctum, tied up Nepal 1-1, and we went on to Shrine. Soon outpicked Sabiolbi, forced him swap over to Tracer, and it was a close round. It went 99-99, but it just wasn't enough from the New York Excelsior. LA Valiant, they took it. Incredible play, honestly, coming out from every single player on that team. Custa played great, Kariv played great, both DPS players, both tanks. LA Valiant, they defeated the New York Excelsior on a 13-3 run, now 6-0 in the stage, the only undefeated team left. Can they go 10-0? Can they repeat what the Boston Uprising did? Probably. I mean, if they beat New York Excelsior, they can beat absolutely anybody. They already beat the LA Gladiators, and they just beat the New York Excelsior. No one's going to stop them. They're going to go 10-0 here, guys. And I'm just hyped for the playoffs, man. I cannot wait. Let me know what you guys think about the matches from today, Team Canada, all that. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this type of content. Join the giveaway. And that's going to be it for me, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Peace.